Welcome and thank you for joining me today. My name is Gary Newbury. I'm a senior executive on call helping businesses in the make, move, sell flow of consumer goods and services. My purpose is to inspire business leaders, particularly those within the consumer products and retailing space, to think big, be bold, scale, adapt and win, one epic supply chain transformation at a time. There's additional content available through my website, RetailAID.ca, or on my YouTube channel, RetailAID. Be sure to check it out. As the business world faces much volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, organizations need to be tapping into resources with an inside edge on transitioning their teams to be agile, innovative and digital, with thought leaders, experts and senior executives who have mastery of operational turnarounds and strategic transformations to help reorientate their enterprises. There's great material to get through here, so let's get started. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to dive straight in by asking, what's a business problem where an operational turnaround is a likely candidate as a solution? I believe most situations where the retail supply chain performance is nosediving against the current market expectation. There is one exception, where the retail concept is heading for certain and irreversible terminal decline. Often some of the circumstances I'm going to be discussing here and under strategic transformation, I would encourage you to review that module too. As a business commences an operational turnaround, the very foundations of being agile, being innovative and being digital may in fact be facilitated. Whenever the 5 alignable elements of process, systems, architecture, culture and metrics are reconfigured as a means to leverage business performance change, previously unexplored options can be revealed, which often leads to breakthrough to remarkable upgrade in marketplace performance. So what circumstances might trigger an operational turnaround? As an experienced practitioner in this area, I've seen many contributory factors, new customers which do not onboard very well, system implementations, particularly a new ERP extension or something which adversely affects fulfillment capacities or capabilities, a legislative change, or just a sudden change in the operating environment which was neither planned nor anticipated. A great example of this would not only be the pandemic and how it categorized supply chains between essential and non-essential, but with a work from home consumer spending focus and how this shifted demands for staples, catching many consumer products businesses on the hop and exposed significant weaknesses with inventory management policies, operational capacities, and often showed the supply chain designs were inept in the face of disruption. When performance in the current market shows rapid decline against target segment expectations, the traditional reaction is often heated, leading to a dangerous misdiagnosis of a cause as departments start to point fingers. A tactical resolution may emerge, and that may make the position worse. Maybe that new system with the promise of control, ROI and visibility just wasn't properly configured, and now there's a fulfillment crisis and a firefight to overcome the customer service challenges. Traditional thinking may also include diagnosis to a specific function or an apparent bottleneck experiencing constraints or obstacles. This might lead to a pattern of decisions to temporarily raise the level of resource, such as adding shifts to a warehouse or a production line or recruiting extra drivers and trucks. But often the symptoms of failing service levels do not subside quickly. Senior leaders demand urgent actions, exacerbating the situation and putting managers into high stress. A thoughtful 3-step approach helps to clarify, create more cohesion, and helps to redirect the business to succeed. So step 1, we need business level analysis and independent objective problem diagnosis. When we think about an organization, we are talking about an open systems environment, which is often complex and not always fully understood. We seek to identify the root causes, which often are not obvious until they're discovered. Within this step, there's often a phase where the senior leadership team need to be brought on board with the discoveries. Often there can be challenges to a diagnosis, and therefore data collection, the findings and modelling needs to be very explicit and very robust. Often a day in the life of a consumer can provide scenarios which demonstrate the clarity of a diagnosis. Step 2, ensure a clear path of action is identified. This often involves a cross-functional approach. The roadmap must describe a very clear path forward, identifying the changes required, the timescales and the milestones necessary, any capital expenditure, how the change is going to be managed, and finally metrics which are going to control the rollout. Step 3, and it's often the most difficult step for many organisations, is execution of the roadmap, staying on the path. Here the need for daily, weekly updates is required to keep everyone focused and engaged in the changes as they rolled out. Let me discuss a short example to help visualise the circumstances an operational turnaround might be the solution. Imagine your business had a rocky implementation of an ERP system, or any package really that affects fulfillment. The first you know about it is customers are complaining and departments involved withdraw into their silos. It's not clear whether the complaints are symptoms of a poorly designed process, training issues, or some configuration deep in the system which is tying up resource and not allowing orders to be fulfilled. It's hard to imagine an executive in one of the affected areas being able to maintain objectivity. The 3-step approach is a methodology that allows businesses to move forward, as no one department will be able to see the whole end-to-end picture. Each department may only see symptoms rather than root causes. This can happen within the supply chain team, within the business, or across the end-to-end supply chain, crossing many different organizations. The solution is scalable. As a closing thought, being agile, innovative, and digital is a collective approach to resolving many end-to-end retail supply chains and last-mile challenges. We face accelerating disruption, demand and supply shocks, climate change, geopolitical challenges, and importantly, ever-evolving consumer trends, all of which require creativity, a strong immutable purpose, our why, a roadmap to spectacular success, a clear and conspicuous strategy with stakeholder ownership, executional excellence, and a humbleness which permits fast learning, application, and rapid change management. The future is in front of us. We can embrace it, lead it, or win it, or we can let it happen to us. You have to decide what type of future you want it to be. Thank you for listening today. I hope the information has been valuable for you and your team. You can connect with me via the website retail.ca and go to the contact page, or via LinkedIn by typing linkedin.com/in/last-mile. Look forward to hearing from you and playing an active part with your supply chain and your business's transformation as you start to act boldly, think big, scale, adapt, and win.